Alright, today we're going to talk about graphing in 4 quadrants. A coordinate plane has 4 quadrants, 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1 is the top right corner. Okay. How I know if I'm in quadrant 1 is if the x coordinate is positive and the y coordinate is positive. Not y. That should be positive. Okay. If the y coordinate is positive, then I'm in quadrant 1. So positive is quadrant 1. If my x is negative but my y is positive, then I'm in quadrant 2. Quadrant 3, both x and y coordinates are negative. And quadrant 4, my x is positive but my y is negative. Any questions about what goes where? Alright, so this is part of what your homework is going to say. So you graph and label and name the quadrant. So on your graph paper, I'm going to go to -2, -4, with a dot, and that's going to be A. So I'm going to label as A. Then I'm going to do B, which is at 0, 2. So 0, 2, that's my B. Any questions on how to do that? Now it also says name the quadrant. So someone raise your hand and tell me what quadrant A is in. Kurt.
3.
Quadrant 3. Good. Can someone raise their hand and tell me quadrant B? Camden.
1.
No, it is not in quadrant 1. Tyler, what quadrant do you think it's in?
Y-axis.
Good. It is none, or you could say y-axis. Okay, it's not in a quadrant. Alright? Because it's on an axis. So we either say it's got on the y-axis or we can say none for quadrant. Okay, the book I think says none, but I'll take y-axis. Any questions? Alright, here's what I want you to do. Instead of writing all this down, I want you to write page 97, example 3, and you need to turn to it in your book. It's going to help you, save you from writing all of it. Alright, it says the difference between John and Tara's golf score is 2. If X represents John's score and Y represents Tara's score, you're going to do a couple different things. One is make a function table of possible values for X and Y. The second thing you're going to do is you're going to graph those ordered pairs, and then you're going to describe the graph. You have to do all 3 of those. Any questions about this? Alright. So, first thing we got to do is make a function table. So this is what a function table looks like with X and Y coordinates. Alright, so that's what you need to do. You need to do that. First thing we do is we got to come up with the function rule. It said the difference between John and Tara's scores is 2. Well, the difference is a subtraction problem. And it says John scores X. We subtract that from Tara's score, which it says is Y. And it said the difference of those 2 scores is 2. So that's my function rule. I have to come up with a function rule before I can come up with numbers. Now, it's going to say come up with possible numbers, possible scores. That allows you to pick the numbers. Well, since we're reading out of the book, I'm going to go with what the book goes with, which is 2, 1, 0, -1, and -2. So write that down as your X. X is your input, so we got to find my Y. I'm going to plug in the X and find my Y. So I'm going to go 2 minus Y is equal to 2. What would give me this as an answer? Like what would Y be to give me 2 minus Y equals 0? Oh, why did I write 0? That should be 2. Sorry. I just told you what the answer was. 2 minus Y equals 2. What does Y have to be? 0. 2 minus 0 is 2. So Y has to be 0. Let's do 1. X minus 1 is equal to 2. I did that backwards. Sorry. I'm off today. 1 minus Y is equal to 2. What does Y have to be to make this a true statement? 1 minus Y equals 2. -1. 1 minus -1. We would add those because you can't subtract a negative. So 1 plus 1 is 2. So Y is -1. Good job. Plug in 0. 0 minus Y is equal to 2. What does Y have to be?
-2.
-2. You can't subtract a negative, so it becomes positive. 0 plus 2 is 2. Everybody see what we're doing? Any questions? -1 minus y is equal to 2. What does negative y have to be? Or what does y have to be? -3. Everybody see a pattern here? X is going down by 1, y is going down by 1. So if x is -2, what would be y? -4. Okay? You don't have to pick these numbers when you're doing it in the homework, but these are really simple numbers, easy to work with. Now, the second thing, after you make the function table, which we've done, it says graph them. So let's graph the ordered pairs. So everybody graph your ordered pairs in your graphing paper. Make sure you write example number 3 above that graph that you're going to do, and follow me. 2, 0, right there. 1, -1, right there. 0, -2. -1, -3. And -2, -4. Alright, now after you've graphed it, it says describe it. Alright, I just want one complete sentence describing it. That's all I'm asking for. Alright, the book, you can read their example. It says it's a diagonal line that crosses the x-axis at 2. Yours doesn't even have to be that technical. You could say a diagonal line. You could say a diagonal line that crosses at the y-axis of -2. You could just say it goes up 1 over 1 every time. Doesn't matter to me. Hey, just describe what's going on with the line. You could even go with, as John's score gets lower, Tara's score goes even lower. All right? Any questions about that? All right. All right, here's your homework assignment. 49. Okay, I want a couple complete sentences on that. Everybody understand? All right.